Camden Catholic High School. Comcast Sports presents high school wrestling tonight. It's a matchup of the top two teams in South Jersey, Eastern and Camden Catholic, and Vogues right off the mat. Right off the bat. At 152, Preston Kiefer showing his stuff.
Yeah, he was a tremendous wrestler, Preston Kiefer. You know, a district champion, regional champion last year, and his job was to go out there and get a fall, and he got the fall
27
in 27 seconds. Oh, brother.
You get the pin over Walker.
And I believe it was Kevin Walker that they sent out, the sophomore. There were two brothers that were penciled in at that weight.
And the key bonus points will be really key in this match.
Both coaches felt the same way. Both coaches felt a sense of confidence, but yet both of them knew that bonus points were going to play a big role tonight. They both can see a 7-7 split. So the bonus points are going to be huge tonight.
Waiting for the teams to send out their wrestlers.
This should be Michael Bruninghouse from Camden Catholic. Or no, from Eastern.
Let's go! Wrestling 160 for Eastern, Mike Bruninghouse. For Camden Catholic,
so Dakota Moore, the senior, against Bruninghouse, the senior.
Yes, but a huge difference in abilities. Dakota Moore has been around the scene a long time, and he's a very skillful wrestler. Referee on the mat is Sean Felkins, who'll be calling the points. He's being assisted by Tom Reynolds.
And here's a takedown, 2-0 for Moore. Dakota Moore, the younger brother of Randy Moore, Vogues, who's going number one ranked what?
Number one ranked 165-pounder in the country. He's wrestling at South College. Dakota Moore is second in the district and second in the regions last year. So he's a state qualifier with a ton of experience. I think what
a lot of trouble now, Vogues.
Yes, oh my. A lot of trouble. Oh my. Guaranteed a near fall. Oh my. Stretching him out. Referee Sean Felkins got his head in there looking to see how close it is. Oh my.
Still 40 seconds.
Brother.
Haven't had a chance to catch our breath yet, Vogues. 6-6 already.
Yep.
Kicking off the season, our first match of the year, and we have number one and number two. Vogues, the gym is packed. You like wrestling like this, the top two teams this early in the year?
What better way to start the season off? I mean, you know, they had a lot of credentials coming in, and to meet in their opening match of the season for Camden Catholic, Eastern has already wrestled. They beat Washington Township in their opening dual meet. Both teams are in the Beast of the East.
160, we have Damian Scott against Wayne Young, or 171. Scott and Young.
And Scott is 1-2 this year. Again, all the records for Camden Catholic are be reflective of what they did in the Beast of the East.
Young going for the takedown. Has this man up the air. He's got to watch when he brings him down. Still nothing. And they go out. We'll go back to the center.
Wayne Young is 0-0 on the year. So this is his first competition. And already bonus points, as both coaches mentioned, going to play a key role. And in the first two bouts, each team got a fall.
112 left in the first. Third match of the evening.
Wayne Young, a very, very impressive looking sophomore. Damon Scott.
And on that leg again.
Also a sophomore.
Nice job by Scott though to fight it off, and he's going to get the 2.
There's the 2.
Couple sophomores out there.
And a lot of persistence with Scott on that move, John. Young fought off the first attempt with the overhook. Scott just kept in on the legs, moved his hips around, got the takedown.
Stay in the middle.
Discussion over at the center. We'll listen.
We're going down to 1 minute. We're going to take 6 seconds off the clock. We're going down to 1 minute.
Obviously a problem with the clock.
Are you set?
Ooh.
And of course, with all the noise in here, we saw this last year when Kingsway wrestled here. It's going to be extremely interesting at the end of the period, which is a good thing to have 2 officials because one can keep an eye on the clock when you get down there to the end, and that was very pivotal in the very first bout Kingsway and Camden Catholic wrestled a year ago.
Scott still on top.
Yeah, Young very close to getting out, but they went out of bounds before he could get the neutral position. Got two veteran officials. Sean Felkins has done the state tournament. Tom Reynolds has done the state tournament. There's plenty of experience out there.
Scott doing his job on top though.
He's trying to earn back points. He's trying to get the tilt. There is a tilt. He got a 1 count, but he went out of bounds.
And he's going to run out of time.
And he's going to run out of time. You're exactly right.
2-0 lead after 1. Coach, a lot of people high on Eastern coming into the year. The problem with Eastern in the past, they had the 4 or 5 good wrestlers, but they didn't have the full squad. They have a lot more depth this year.
Have a lot more depth, and you're returning 5 district champions and 3 regional champions in the lineup. So even though they were relatively young last year, they got great experience. And they did great things.
There we see Young there taking the top.
And of course, Camden Catholic, you got a locking hands, the free move.
They got it. There's a point. 3-0. These are the matches, the toss-up matches that are key.
Right. You'll hear coaches a lot of times yell free move when the official indicates a locking hands. And when he does that, he's going to give reaction time to see.
And another point, Voj. I didn't see what the other point was. He got
2 points.
Locked and he locked again.
And then locked again.
So 2. So it's now 4-0.
Yep. And the next one would be 2 points, a penalty point. He
locked
locked
it again, Coach. And the next one, what happens now? A lot closer to a disqualification.
This will be 2 points.
Talking about inexperience here, right?
Yep. And they told him, the bench told him to let him go last time. Now see, there's the new rule right there, where he indicates neutral. So you just automatically stand him up.
So it's now 7-0. With the point to Scott on that starting from the neutral position.
Right. And if Young were to lock hands again or commit any kind of a penalty infraction, he would be disqualified on the penalty chart.
And that's got to be playing into his head too.
Oh, big time.
Get in that middle. Get in there.
Eastern looking for 2 more here. They got it.
Got it.
Now 9-0 lead for Scott. And we go back to the center.
And I think this is a match Camden Catholic was looking at and saying, well, maybe we might lose, but I don't think we'll give up bonus points. And right now it's playing right into Eastern's hands. Right now you got a major decision. Oh my. Scott showed a lot of savvy there because he rolled on his back. 1 point for a full Nelson. So that's 1 penalty point against Eastern.
Now 9-1. Couple sophomores. Damian Scott, Wayne Young.
Wayne Young, of course, for the Gloucester County viewers, a pretty famous name in West Deptford wrestling history.
go, looking for some more back points.
Trying to tilt. He's got one
Gotta watch
count.
he doesn't pin himself though.
Yep.
Trying to cross with that ball.
He got a one count, and there was a roll through, and then another one count, and he rolled out of it. So there's no back points yet. Trying to bar the arm. He bars the arm. That's exactly what Young had to do. He had to come to his knees in that situation.
Period ends, a 9-1 lead for Scott. We go to the third. One thing you were telling me about Voj, Pete DePaul, very impressed by his team's conditioning.
What are you doing?
Thinks his team will be really strong in the third period of matches.
That's what he's counting on tonight. This is their first dual meet.
He didn't tell him. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. No, he didn't. Sit down.
There was some question about it's Camden Catholic choice, so the bench wants Young to go down in a down position.
Of course, Young's job here is to get a point, just make it a regular decision, get out of that major territory.
Absolutely. Right now he's losing by 8 points, so he's got to try and work himself to get a point or two.
There's
a
a stalling
warning, and that's his first stalling warning against Camden Catholic. If he gets another stall, he'll be disqualified from the match because that's a penalty point.
And the coaches have to know that and tell him that, Voj, to get wrestling.
Because it's 1-1, 2 and out on the penalty chart. Young already has a 1, a 1, and a 2.
Minute 6 to wrestle here in the third. Pete DePaul on the right, head coach. I'll tell you what, you look at these coaching staffs, it's all Camden Catholic, Voj.
On both sides.
Mike Booth and Bobby Stinson helping out Gary Worthington on the eastern side, along with Tim Narcissi, the former coach at West Deptford.
Let's get on it, man. Let's get on it.
And a slew of wrestlers over on the Camden Catholic side. McCormick, Eberly, Cossack, Papa. 1 minute to go.
And that was a caution against Eastern. That was the first caution.
Stall warning against Eastern.
No points yet.
Hey, he's got to watch now, just laying there, Voj.
Yeah, he's got to try and push up.
You gotta use it. Easy.
You hear the official saying you got to use it too. You bar that arm and you try and lift it, then you have to go for the half. You have to get out to the side.
Let's go.
Of course, the Eastern fans are calling for stalling.
Oh my! Oh my!
20 seconds left.
Oh my!
See if Young can fight her off.
Oh brother!
Got it.
Oh my!
13 seconds left. .47. 12-6 match.
Wow. Now Camden Catholic is going to stay in this match. They have to win at least one of the next three, if not two of the next three.
.189. Should be Bradis and Cornelli.
Bob Bradis is the senior. He's got a 3-2 record this year. Bill Cornelli, a junior, 2-2 so far this year. Cornelli, a pretty famous name in Camden Catholic history.
Let's go. Pick it up now.
Camden Catholic is riding a string of 3 consecutive years without having lost to any South Jersey team. Last time they lost to a South Jersey team, it was Absegami.
One of those great Absegami teams. Also tied Absegami and killed Absegami's string there at one time.
Yes. Cornelli battling, trying to control the head.
Bradis in on that leg now.
Oh,
Get
my.
the takedown. He got it. 2-0.
Big takedown by Bradis. Barry Worthington, the Eastern coach, said that they may have looked past Washington Township the other night. Coming into the night, he said, we're not looking past anyone anymore.
Ray, let's go. Are you set?
I think that, plus the fact I think Township came to wrestle, they have something to prove. And, Stinson wasn't in the lineup that night for Eastern. A lot of things probably played into how close that match was. But, give credit to Township, too. They wrestled a pretty good match.
Yes, they did. I'd give them a lot of credit. They were down 23-0 in that match and made it a very competitive match going right into the very last bout.
Stall warning against Eastern. We were lucky enough to see Eastern on Wednesday night, Vogue. So, a little scouting done.
Let's go.
Always helps to see some of these teams ahead of time. That way you become familiar with their moves and what they can and can't do.
Did not have a chance to see Bradis. I think that was one of the forfeits.
Yes. And of course, both these teams wrestled in the Beast of the East. That was their first competition of the year.
And they finished, Eastern finished 25th in that tournament, Camden Catholic 26, just a point apart.
1 point apart.
Matter of fact, the highest finishing team in South Jersey, Vogue, surprisingly, was Delsey, finishing 22nd.
Delsey's a team to be reckoned with this year. And see, when the bottom man stands up, the top man has to make a legitimate attempt to take him to the mat.
2-1. Period's going to end with a 2-1 lead for Bradis.
Well, you have a full house here tonight, and this is exactly what people came to see when you talk about number 1 and number 2 in South Jersey.
Are you set?
Bradis is going to give up the point right away.
Neutral. 1 green.
You like this roll, Vogue?
Yes.
Ready?
There's too many things go wrong when you're on the bottom. If you're trying to fight for an escape, you can get caught, get put on your back. If the other man feels confident on his feet, he's going to give you that 1 point and work to get his takedown.
Bradis obviously pretty confident. Did get a takedown early on, and you see him the aggressor here to start the second.
So he feels more comfortable on his feet. And of course he got the first takedown.
There's Bradis again with the shot.
Putting the pressure on.
Canelli fights it off this time. Watch out, he's got to watch out. Did we get the 2? He got the 2. 4-2 lead now for Bradis of Eastern.
And you see in that kind of a situation there where Cornelli was trying to fight off that takedown attempt, Bradis just went straight into him, got his legs, forced his butt to the mat, and had control. Again, an automatic escape.
Right now 4-3. You know what you say, though, if you're going to let him up, Vogue,
you got to take him down.
Absolutely.
Of course, Bradis with 2 takedowns so far, that's where he feels more confident.
Trying to go upper body that time.
You gotta pick it up. You gotta pick it up.
Falcons warning Cornelli. Tell him he's got to pick it up. I'm assuming he meant the pace.
Yes, well, and his shots too.
Right.
If you become defensive out there, that's when you're going to get called for stalling. Now, if he puts the pressure on, that's going to force Bradis maybe to back up a little bit, and he could be called for stalling. This is where conditioning starts to come into effect now. This is what Pete DePaul was counting on. Give me past the middle of the match. Give me going into the 3rd period. Keep me within striking distance, and I think we're in better shape.
Oh.
Double stall warning.
Go.
And that's 1 point for Camden Catholic.
Ties the match at 4. So So despite being taken down a couple times, Cornelli's right in this match. Tied at 4.
Exactly what we're talking about. You know, there's a double stall warning. It ties the match for Camden Catholic. Now, conditioning becomes a factor.
Cornelli gets his shot in.
With the shot.
Couldn't get in deep enough, Vogue. And we'll see the strategy to start this third period, what Cornelli does.
Yes. Now, if Bradis is going to take down. If Cornelli feels comfortable, he'll try and ride him and turn him. And then when Gary Popple was coaching Camden Catholic, you could count on a breakdown here and then the legs going in.
Block in hands. Point for Eastern. Third or fourth block in hands of the night against Camden Catholic.
Yep.
Optional. One neutral.
Now 6-4 on the escape. Bob Bradis of Eastern leads. Fourth match of the night, 12-6 lead for Eastern. We've had 3 pins so far.
Yeah, none of the bouts so far has gone the distance.
Both you gotta shoot. Let's go.
Referee reminding them they've both been hit with stalling warnings and stalling points, so they got to wrestle. Cornelli wants to force the action now, as his opponent has been warned. If he takes shots here, he could get up. He could get a stalling call.
Minute to go.
Well, and they both look kind of fatigued to me.
Somebody better shoot. Somebody better shoot.
Somebody better shoot. Officials telling them you got to be aggressive. Stay aggressive. Oh my!
And Cornelli finished the move though.
Got to lift that leg high. Got to turn him in. Got to turn him in. There
Got
it
it.
is. Not yet.
Not yet. No point.
Now
Got it. We're tied at 6. 39 seconds to go.
Now the problem is he cut him right away because he's been called for locking hands, or does he try and ride him out?
Looks like he's going to let him go, Vogue.
I would.
Put the pressure on him because he's been hit for stalling, giving up a point already.
One neutral.
7-6 lead for Bradis. The Camden Catholic fans yell stalling.
Right, if Cornelli keeps the pressure on, he could get a stalling call. But Bradis is doing the smart thing. He's tying up and he's going forward.
Cornelli goes for the shot again. Bradis fights it off, ties him up, under 20 seconds left. Bradis should push down on that head and spin around. Spun around too late. 12 seconds left. 1 point lead for Bradis.
And see, Bradis tried to push down the head, spin behind.
You guys better shoot.
But Cornelli's got to get in low on a single, switch off to a double. There's the double single.
The shot. Does he have time? He doesn't get it. 3 seconds left. 3.1. Got to go right at him.
He's got
Bradis cannot back up though. I bet they hit him right away. He's going to hold on and win, Vogue. Another big toss-up win. It's now 15-6 in favor of Eastern.
Very interesting match.
Keep it wrestling.
2:15 should be Bob Price and Mike Leonetti. Senior and a sophomore. Senior from Eastern.
Yeah, Bob Price, Eastern senior is 2-2. Mike Leonetti, Camden Catholic sophomore, is 0-2.
Of course, these records a little bit deceiving, though. It's because of the tournament, so you really don't have a real idea what's going to happen right now.
Right.
Stopping now.
You better watch that throwing out of bounds. You hear me?
A little warning from Falcons after that move at the line.
Yeah, what he did, he got in high on his opponent and just like slung him out of bounds. You hear that whistle blow, you better let go right away.
Let's go. Let's go. Pick it up.
Leonetti, for a sophomore, is not showing any fear.
Somebody working. Let's go. Somebody working. Let's go. Get in that middle. Get in that middle.
Wrestlers being encouraged to stay in that center circle. That's where the wrestling really should take place.
Let's go. Let's go.
45 seconds to go in the opening period. Still no score.
Get in there. Get in there.
Price coming into this, Voj, at 197 and a half. Leonetti wrestler weighing in at 210.
Yeah, you definitely can see the difference in size out there. But you also have a senior that is a lighter wrestler, so he's probably a more experienced on the varsity level. But if Leonetti was part of the program last year, there's a stalling warning.
Against Eastern.
Yes. If Leonetti was in the program last year, remember he had Anthony Trongone, the state champion who's now at Virginia Tech, and will be redshirting this year, and that'd be a nice workout partner each day.
You had a chance to say a couple words to Trongone today. He's here. All 4 state champions in Camden Catholic history here at the match tonight.
Absolutely.
2 of them assistant coaches for Eastern.
Yep.
Along with Ed Giosa and Anthony Trongone.
Yep.
There's Gary. Go ahead, Coach.
Gary Worthington, the coach at. There's only been 2 coaches in Eastern history. John Sanders started the program years and years ago, back in the 60s, and Gary Worthington was his assistant the last couple years that John coached. And then when John retired, Gary stepped into that position, and this is, I believe, his 6th year as the head coach now. Sixth year, he's got 76 wins, 33 losses in those 6 years. That's amazing. That program's been going since the 60s.
Right.
They've only had 2 coaches in the history of the school. Price doing a very good job of riding on top. He's got to keep that half in there. He's got to get out to the side. Got to make it look like he's working to turn his man over.
But remember, he's already been hit for a warning, so he's got to keep working on the top.
Right.
Leonetti's got to keep moving on the bottom. And there's the escape. 1-0 lead, Leonetti.
Now, with Price having the stalling warning, this is playing into Leonetti's hands because Price now has to keep the pressure on.
Let's go.
Leonetti trying to control the head. And see, there's a problem when you're shorter in stature than your opponent. If you press down that head and he starts to come up, if you don't get your legs out of position, it's a very easy takedown for the opponent.
Right.
See an injury timeout?
Gary Worthington. Played football, Voj, at Towson University.
Yes, in fact, he was a district and regional champion, I believe, in the high school level at Overbrook High School for Paul Moriello, who is now assisting David Moriello at Hamilton. And then Gary Worthington went on to Towson University and played football.
Won a District 30 championship back in his day. 78-26, his career record on the mat. Coaching record 76 and 38.
Let's go. You guys got to pick it up.
1-0 lead
You got to pick it up.
for the
You gotta pick
sophomore
it up.
Mike
Let's go.
Leonetti of
Ready.
Camden Catholic.
Let's go.
Over Bob Price, Eastern. Price trying to get on that leg, trying to use quickness.
And see that when somebody is larger than you and you're giving away weight, you don't want to get under them. You want to shoot the outside single, and you can only switch from a single to a double if you get in deep enough. But you really want to take outside shots.
Let's go.
And Leonetti, of course, he wants to lower the boom on Price. He wants to come down heavy on his head.
What'll be interesting is with Price on the bottom giving up all that weight to start the third period, Vogt.
Yes, yes.
Assuming he chooses the bottom, and I would assume he will.
Let's go.
And he does. Now,
Are you set? Hey.
I would imagine Leonetti will stay on top, try and break him down first.
Hey, scoot back.
As long as he doesn't lock hands.
Got to watch he doesn't get reversed.
Yep. Tried to switch. Didn't get the hand in deep enough on the switch. If the switch doesn't work, he's got to think in terms of maybe trying to stand up.
Nice job by Leonetti working out to the side.
Yep. Trying to get that near side cradle. There comes Leonetti.
Price trying to come out.
Price kicking out with his legs.
There's the
He's got
point.
his neutral.
We're tied at 1. Now he can spin around and get a cheap 2 vote. Running out of room though. And he does. We're tied at 1. 1:17 left here in the third period. We'll look at the conditioning here, votes, because we might see some extra time in this match.
Yeah.
Ready. Let's go.
Well, obviously, this one's going to definitely come down to conditioning. Remember the stall warning against Price of Eastern.
That's what I was going to say. He's got the warning. Leonetti has no warning. But Leonetti has to keep the pressure on. He doesn't want to get a warning.
Middle. Get in that middle.
Dawkins told him to get in the center. 15-16 score. Eastern leads. 1-1 here at 2:15. 50 seconds left.
Let's go.
Price got to be careful. He's just backing out. He's backing out. Took that spin right to the line to come back in. If he backs out like that and backs all the way out of bounds,
Let's go. You better pick it up, man.
he'll get hit with a point.
You better pick it up.
Same thing again here, Vogt.
And see, to get to the out of bounds line, he turns it in, which saved him. Now he's taking a semi of a shot.
Gotta watch. Look out. We're going to see something maybe here. Second time they played after the whistle.
Yep.
Pete DePaul not happy.
Let's go. Momentum.
Well, he's got
Let's listen in, Vogt.
Momentum. I didn't see it, and I didn't see it, and I called it. Let's go. Get back. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm not quite sure what Gary Worthington was asking about.
Price trying to grab that leg. Under 20 seconds left. Almost had it that time. Gotta watch. Leonetti's got to watch that running out. 13 and a half seconds.
Very close to fleeing the mat to avoid the takedown. See, again, best way to get that is to go outside. Outside single. 5.4 seconds to go. We're looking at overtime.
Leonetti taking the shot, trying to steal it at the end. We got overtime.
Let's go.
Explain the overtime, Vogt.
There we go.
Get over here. Let's go.
Wrestlers a little unclear themselves. They got to get right back into the center. There's no waiting.
1 minute, first period, on their feet. Takedown wins it. A penalty point can win it.
Price trying to snap that head down.
Yep.
Now trying to spin around. We go back to, nope, after the whistle. Pivotal match for Camden Catholic, Vogt.
Yes.
We're calling for stalling, too. The bench wants stalling on Camden Catholic. Here we go. 40 seconds left. Price got the takedown. I think that was conditioning there, Voj.
Yes.
3-1 win for Price. It's now 18-6.
Very, very important conditioning in the third period, and in this case, in the overtime period.
And you would think here at heavyweight, Voj, that Eastern has to be favored. Dykert finished 8th at the Beast.
Yes.
District 1 champ last year. Steve O'Neill, a junior, 0-2 so far this year.
Right, as you mentioned, Dykert, a district champion a year ago and already is placed in the Beast of the East. 5-3 so far this year. Steve O'Neill, a junior, and he has no wins. Big advantage for Dykert.
Dykert with a quick takedown. They want to get as many points early as they can. Look for the bonus points.
Oh yeah, his mission is to go out there and stick him. He's got a penny.
And you look down the line, we end at 145. Camden Catholic has to give Jackson Brady some wiggle room there, Voj.
Absolutely.
You know, obviously,
Hey, let's go.
they don't want to get this too far out of hand.
Yeah.
You down, Doc. You down.
Because that next match we have at 103 is going to be pretty good. A couple freshmen who already wrestled this year.
Let's go.
But we're going to hear a lot of in the next 4 years.
Oh yeah.
Learning about this one right now. 1:25 left, first period, 2-0 lead for Dykert. Number 1 team in South Jersey, Camden Catholic trailing.
And they've been the number 1 team in South Jersey the last 3 years. Eastern sensing that chance to knock them not only with a loss in South Jersey, but knock them out of that top spot. Oh my. Oh my.
A lot of trouble. O'Neill does a nice job to fight off his back there, but still in trouble because you still got that move in, Voj, because they haven't given the points.
Yeah, he tried to roll through.
Here we go.
Sunk to half. Oh, he's in deep trouble now. Oh my. Oh,
There's the
brother.
24-6. Eastern. Brings us to the freshman we talked about just a couple seconds ago, Voj, at 103.
Robert Deutsch, a freshman with a 6-3 record, was 6th in the Beast of the East for Eastern. His opponent, a freshman with a 4-3 record, 8th in the Beast of the East, Matt Saltzman.
And these two met, Voj, at the Beast with Deutsch winning 5-3.
Very close match.
Saltzman's trying to get the first shot in on the leg. And we'll go back to the center. Saltzman did beat Rob Gillard of Delsey 6-1 at the Beast. Gillard's a kid we saw a couple times last year.
Yes.
Camden coming out on the attack here at 103.
Well, Deutsch has already wrestled him. He knows what he has to do. He knows his team is in deep trouble. Someone has to stop the bleeding. 24-6. You're in an 18-point hole right now. You can't panic.
And I don't know, Voj, but I'm sure somewhere down the line these guys have seen each other, wrestled each other in the midgets.
Oh, I'm sure.
And in other tournaments, and we're going to wrestle a lot of each other. And here's 2 maybe. Nope.
Standing.
You better sit down right now. You better sit them down right now.
Falcons giving the Paul a warning.
The foot was on the line. Hey!
He spread the line.
We talked about this when we did our wrestling preview a couple weeks ago, Voj, that the refs are going to not take too much from the coaches this year.
No, the coaches are supposed to be back even with the bench. Go neutral. The coaches have to be back even with the bench or behind the bench. They start sneaking up on the mat. If the officials were going to warn them the first time, second time they may hit them with unsportsmanlike.
And that's a team point.
The coaches have to be very, very alert and very careful.
Let's go. Work the middle.
Go back to the center.
Ready.
Well, these are two very impressive freshmen.
Salzman on that leg again.
Well, Deutsch is getting in deep.
Let's go.
Salzman getting in deep on Deutsch.
Grab that leg again.
Gotcha.
Both coming in just under 103 pounds, 102.5 for Deutsch.
You know,
102.9 for Deutsch. I'm looking at Wednesday's weigh-in sheets there at first. 102.8 for Salzman. Scoreless first period. Standing room only crowd. Not much room to stand either though.
No.
Look out, almost gets him back. We got a count, Vogt.
One
Got some
count.
back points. I think he got two. He got the two. There's two back points. Wow.
Big points. Big points.
Let's go.
Deutsch trying to pop that head and get a reversal, but Salzman has it locked pretty tight.
Yes, he does. Now he's got that head in that near leg. He's going to get a reversal out of it.
They tied it two that quick.
You're down. Set.
One of the spectators just nudged me on the side and said they've been wrestling each other ever since they were kids.
Let's go.
We had mentioned that they
Yep.
probably, it's not the first time.
Yep. And Hemet, as you mentioned, already once earlier this year in the Beast.
Get off that head. Get off that head.
And probably in the regions. Deutsch trying for some back points. He looks like he's really tough on top.
Yes.
Set. Let's go. Are you set?
If you develop a good ride, you're going to win a lot of matches. If you can control your guy and keep your guy down and not give up the cheap points, work for back points, you're going to win a lot of matches.
Deutsch trying to get those back points back. Working on top.
Keep that foot out of there. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Get that near side half in.
Let's go. You gotta work it. You gotta work it.
What's interesting, Vogt, as good as Deutsch is, what will Salzman choose in the third period?
It'll be interesting to see. There we go.
We have a tie match, so this is pivotal. If he thinks he can get out, he's going to take bottom, but you saw that ride. But then on the other side, it's hard to ride a guy for like 3.5 minutes.
Yeah.
Looks like we got an injury time.
His mouthpiece came out.
Just switching off the mouthpiece.
They're watching that mouthpiece.
It's a rule now. Don't forget, it's a rule. If the wrestler has braces,
Going down,
they
let's go.
must wear a mouthpiece.
Pick it up down there. Let's go, Green. Pick it up. You're hanging down there. Let's go.
Dawkins telling
set.
Salzman to move on the bottom.
Don't move on top. Get off that head there. Get off that head there.
again, a good ride on top. You're mentioning Kenny riding that long. But of course, 2-2, you're not getting any riding time points.
No.
So you've got to be working for some kind of a back point exposure or cut him loose and take him down. And there were no takedowns in that first period.
We got an escape. Nope. No, we don't. 121. It'll be interesting to see how long Deutsch will go like this, though, Vogt.
Yes.
Trying to see if there's anything from the bench.
Especially if it's difficult that he's wrestling so many times, does he have the key to what he can do to expose the back to get 2 points?
Let's go!
Trying hard to get that half and try and bar the other arm. Oh my. They are so evenly matched.
43 seconds left. 24-6, Eastern leads. We started at 152. We're at 103. This match tied at 2. 43 seconds left.
Are you set?
Robert Deutsch at Eastern. Matt Salzman of Camden Catholic.
And Matt Salzman lost to Deutsch earlier in the Beast of the East. Wow.
I don't know if he can hold him down another 20 seconds, but he's very impressive on top, Vogt.
Yeah, and he has to.
The mouthpiece looks like it went out again. We have 14.9, just under 15 seconds left.
Get the headgear. Let's go. You're down. Let's go.
It's just a mouthpiece. Put it right back in. The germaphobe I am, Vogt. That thing would have been washed, or I had a new one by now.
Yeah. Here we go now. Salzman gets out, he wins. He gets out, he wins. And he's sitting out hard. He's trying. Oh my.
5 seconds.
Oh my.
We're going to have overtime again.
Oh my.
How about that?
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Ready. Ready.
So what are the chances of seeing a takedown in this bout? They went 2 minutes in the first period and they couldn't solve each other.
All the scoring in the second period. Back points. And there's a takedown right there, folks.
Oh,
11
my.
seconds in. 11 seconds in. It's 27-6.
Huge win for Eastern.
I think the people following this match on the internet tonight are a little shocked right now when they see the score at this point of this match.
6-1, the split in the first 7 bouts.
And that's something to keep an eye on. We almost had that come into effect the other night at Washington Township Eastern match.
Yep.
I think it ended up a 7-7 match, right?
And if they had tied in that match,
It would have been 8-6. Township.
If Washington Township won that last bout, you know, to force the tie, they would have won on 8-6 split in bouts.
I want to see if we have a lineup change here, Voged. You take care of this for a second.
Yep. Lewis Mueller and Matt O'Donnell were the scheduled wrestlers. Mueller, if he's out there, is a freshman from Eastern, 0-3. O'Donnell, a junior from Camden Catholic, is 1-2.
Let's go, man.
No score in the first period. 27-6. Eastern is ahead. Eastern just gets hit with a stalling warning. Camden Catholic gets a takedown.
Are you set?
Just as you thought, Voged.
Lewis Mueller
Yep.
and Matt O'Donnell. And Eastern got hit with a stalling warning, and then Camden Catholic got a takedown. So that's the 2-0 lead.
I think obviously the key here is just stay in the match. Stay off your back if you're Eastern.
Yep.
The matches that you're not expected to win, you just don't want to give up the big points.
That's it. I mean, a couple of the big guns for Camden Catholic are still upcoming. Jackson Brady and
Walsh.
Taylor Walsh. So, I mean, they have bonus points coming up.
But, you know, you look at the other side, Golden, Maloney, Stinson.
Experience, experience, experience.
Crowley, district champ and region champ last year. So, I mean, Eastern has some pretty...
Oh, yeah.
So, I think Camden Catholic's in trouble right now. I don't know if it's over, but...
Well, for all intents and purposes, if I were a betting man, I wouldn't be betting on Camden Catholic right now.
I don't know, Voj, about
Let's go.
8 years ago, you weren't going to bet on Paulsboro against Phillipsburg when they were down early and they came back and won.
That's true.
So I don't rely on your words of wisdom there.
It's all got to be decided on the mat, and strange things happen on the mat.
Mueller trying to hold on to that leg. Just stay close. It's 2-1, and he might.
Oh my!
So Donald's got him in trouble.
Oh my! Got the Spladle on him.
3-1.
Deferred.
4-1. Okay. I was going to say where did only a point come from? Let's listen in.
He was also going out front to his head.
2 there, baby. 2 there. Which one? They defer. They defer. Red.
Tough 2 points to give up at late in the period, though, Voj. Even if you're the underdog, you can't give up those points at the end of the period.
Yeah, and lucky it wasn't 2-2 because that was Spladle move. Just they get the head tucked out.
Wow.
Mueller's on the bottom.
Let's go. Let's go.
Just stay active on the bottom. He's got to work his way up, and O'Donnell's got to start thinking about back points, bonus points.
Yeah. Wow.
He doesn't want to get reversed.
Oh my.
He does.
Oh my.
How about that? 4-3.
Winning is contagious.
And there you go, Voj. One of those points where O'Donnell must have been pretty confident. The coaches had to be confident because they could have just started up and gave up the point early. Instead, they get 2 points.
And Mueller walks in here as a freshman with no wins and 3 losses. And Matt O'Donnell, a junior, 1-2, but he's a junior.
You have injury timeout.
Gary, I know what you were saying over there. I talked to you about it. I know what you were saying. I see no better.
27-6 is our first match of the year, Voj. And you know, a lot of people think, wow, 1-2. Where's Paulsboro in all this? But Carrier Post has Camden, St. Augustine third, Paulsboro fourth. Paulsboro and Eastern will both be in the same tournament in about a week when they both go to Brick.
At Brick, yeah.
So we might get some head-to-head matchups there and some people talking after that match.
And of course that's a tournament with no team scoring, so it's just for individual laurels. And since there's no team title at stake, you're pretty much out there wrestling as individuals. O'Donnell's got to stay busy on the bottom. And Mueller has to keep slipping halves in on top. I'm impressed with what Mueller's doing.
And the other thing about the 0-3 record, Voj, we don't know what kind of draw he got.
That's true.
In the Beast. And then on Wednesday night, locking hands. Do you have your box scores from the Wednesday night match by any chance, Voj, this year's? Because Mueller might have won up against that Charles Huff, the 112-pound freshman from Washington Township, who we were very impressed with. I'll take a look at your cheat sheet. So he's faced probably some pretty good competition early on.
Absolutely. Just seconds remaining in the second period.
Yeah, he faced that Charles Huff, and that Charles Huff was a big 12-pounder. Really going to be good.
And we're through 2 periods, and it's 5-3 in favor of O'Donnell. But Mueller certainly has been impressive so far.
Let's go.
And Mueller's got to make a decision pretty soon here. Spent a lot of the last period trying to ride his man, trying to turn him. If he can't be turning him for back points because he's losing by 2 points, might have to start consider cutting him loose and trying to take him down to his back. O'Donnell's got to walk it around. He walks it around. Very good position to try and get a reversal. No. Mueller fights back.
Quita legal, quita legal, quita legal. That's my downfall, baby.
Stalemate.
1:03 left.
Let's go.
Now, if you're Gary Worthington, you have a shot at winning this match. You're only down by 2, but you didn't expect to win it. We're going to take a break. 27-6 Eastern. Okay, 37 seconds left. With that injury, though, Voj, Eastern had their choice since it was the second injury. And while we were down, we missed a stall warning against Camden Catholic. So 31 seconds left. Mueller on the bottom. He trails 5-3 to Matt O'Donnell of Camden Catholic. On the scoreboard, the team scoreboard, 27-6 Eastern. Oh!
Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
17 seconds.
Gotta get his hip out. Gotta get his hip out. Oh my. Oh my.
He's going to run out of time. He's going to win 8-3. Could have been a lot worse.
Yes, it could have.
Now 27-9. That's why I was asking you, Voj, you think he should stay on top? He was doing well there. You weren't expected to win, I don't think, at that weight class.
Yeah.
You should see Olivo here, right, Voj, and Golden?
Should be Olivo and Golden.
Let's listen.
Olivo of Camden Catholic, a junior, 1-2 is his record, and Scooter Golden, a senior for Eastern, 2-3, twice a district runner-up.
Obviously, by making this move, Camden Catholic trying to get both of these at 19 and 25, and obviously this ain't the match, they have to.
Yeah.
Stay in the middle now. Stay in the middle. Stay in the middle.
Like I mentioned, Scooter Golden, a two-time district runner-up for Eastern. His brother Mookie Wilson is a
Mookie Golden. Mookie Wilson was the baseball player.
Yeah, Mookie Golden is down in Maryland.
And there's 2 for Scooter.
Are you set?
I knew that coming in, I'd say Mookie Wilson.
There's the escape, 2-1. Golden obviously confident on his feet.
Yes.
How about Mark Maloney on deck, Voj? What a week he's had. The Beast to the East.
Get in the middle.
Curcio, and now Walsh.
Right. Curcio, Washington Township, a very muscular 25-pounder. And that's who Maloney had the last time. Now he's got Taylor Walsh, who's an outstanding wrestler in his own right.
Yeah, 7th in the Beast, 1st in the district last year, 3rd in regions. This one's, meanwhile, 2-1. Scooter Golden with the lead.
Get back in there. Get in there, man.
Yeah, if Camden Catholic has a prayer, they got to get points out of Olivo in this bout. Well, how about the Camden Catholic influence on both coaching staffs?
It's unbelievable.
Amazing, isn't it?
There's Bobby Stinson, a former state champ. His brother is on this team. We'll see a little bit later.
Stay in the middle. Stay in the middle.
Sure, Gary Worthington might like to have it clinched by then. I doubt it will be, but would like to have it clinched by then where maybe he can give him another day off.
Yeah, because he has been hurting, there's no question. 2-1 after one.
Green's going down. Are you set?
There you see Stinson on the right. Bobby Stinson. Mike Booth, former Camden Catholic wrestlers. Former state champs. 2-2 match, second period.
Get in the middle.
There's a takedown. 4-2 Golden. Couple takedowns in this match for his points.
One neutral.
Just going to let him go from the beginning. Now 4-3.
Coach, you mentioned Gary Worthington, the Eastern coach earlier, having wrestled at Overbrook High School where he was a district champion.
Stay in that middle.
He lost in a regional final.
Let me guess. Can I guess?
Yeah, you may guess.
Greg Van Brill.
Oh, you're looking at my notes.
No, I read them the other day when you sent them to me. I read that stuff you send me, Coach.
Lost to Greg Van Brill, who won a state title that year. And then when Worthington went upstate and wrestled in a state tournament, he lost twice to finish 4th. And both times he lost to the same wrestler from Bloomfield.
There you go. Putting pressure on Golden right now, though.
Yeah.
It was 4-3, but he knows he's got to put the pressure on him. He knows he's got to have this match.
Let's go. You better pick it up, man.
And of course, the one important factor in Pete DePaul's background, that he wrestled for Paul Marina at Paulsboro, and Paulsboro's had a regional champion every year for like the last 35
Oh,
years.
takedown.
Takedown.
Big takedown, Vogue. 5-4. How about that?
Yep. And when DePaul was a senior, he won a regional title. The Golden's got a battle here to get out.
Let's go. You got red?
Stalling warning on Golden.
I was going to say, he's got to get up off the bottom there. He's just looking up, not moving. Back points.
Yep. Oh, my. Great move by Olivo.
7-4 lead.
Let's go.
First time maybe conditioning coming into effect for the Eastern wrestlers.
Yes. Well, that's what Pete DePaul said before the match. He felt confident in the third period his kids would be in better shape. They're sure showing it in this bout.
Another takedown, 9-4, Olivo.
And Golden is struggling out there now. Doesn't stall at the point.
10-4. Now if you're Camden Catholic, start thinking bonus points. You can get him on his back. We'll have a major.
Olivo trying to pry him over, trying to get that half in. He's getting too high. Olivo trying to come out. Near side cradle by Olivo. If he locks it up, he can get back points. Good need a lock up. Golden still stalling on the bottom.
Here's the call. You got it, Voj. 11-4, 40 seconds left. It'll be interesting to see if Olivo lets him go and goes for the takedown. That'll give him the 8 points.
Well, 35 seconds to go. Yeah, that's a possibility. Cut him loose, because if Golden backs up, it's automatic 2 points for stalling. But he's had success in trying to turn him. That looks like what he's going to try and do. Trying to break him down, get that half in, pry him over. Time's his biggest enemy now. Oh my, oh my.
Rolls through. Did they give him the 2? He's got the 2 down, so he's going to get the 2 votes, and he's going to get a major decision. 13-4 win, or maybe more.
Oh my.
Now 27-13. 13-4 win. We go to 125. We're expecting Maloney and Walsh. We'll see. See if maybe Eastern makes a little switch and bumps everybody.
That's Maloney.
Hold on.
Already a caution on Camden Catholic, jumping the gun on the start. Maloney trying to get the takedown early.
Well, you know, he's been through a lot of wars.
And Walsh is a pinner. And there's a takedown for Maloney. Maloney's been watching wrestling probably votes before he could walk. His dad, Al Maloney, a former official in South Jersey.
Still officiates.
Does he?
Just doesn't officiate when his son is on the mat.
Let's go, let's go.
I was talking to him at the Washington Township Easter match, and he had a match that Monday of that week. But this is where he should be. He should be where his son is.
Maloney a district champ at 130 last year, second at 112 2 years back.
Yep, and see, 130 district champion last year. He's wrestling 125 tonight.
Let's go.
He knows what it is to cut weight and to go where the team needs him the most.
Let's go.
If Camden Catholic loses this bout, I don't think they can win this meet at all.
Let's go. Let's go.
No, they'd virtually have to pin out to do that anyway, Votes.
Yes.
And Stinson's still got to wrestle.
That's what I mean. If he wrestles.
Right.
Are you set? Who's on top?
Walsh, as we mentioned a while back, 7th in the Beast. First in districts last year, 3rd in Region 7 last
Are you
year.
set?
Yep.
Who's on top?
That was the second caution for Camden Catholic. Everyone after this is a point.
Let's go. Let's go now.
Camden Catholic warned for stalling.
period ends. Maloney with the 2-0 lead.
Defer. Green defers.
Walsh defers. Maloney's choice. We'll see what happens here. Takes down.
It's interesting because he got takedown, the first takedown, and I would have kind of thought maybe he'd want to start on his feet.
Let's go. Let's go.
Walsh trying to use those legs.
Watch that arm. Watch that arm.
Walsh trying to stretch out Maloney. Might get a stalemate here, though. No.
Well, Walsh is doing a good job breaking Maloney down.
Killed a minute of the second period. Still 2-0 lead, though, for Maloney.
Yes.
Maloney's got to get his head off the mat. There's a warning against Eastern. Each wrestler had been hit once.
Work out to the side. Work up. Work out to the side. Work up.
But from here on out, either wrestler gets a stalling, it'll be automatically a point. The next stalling warning either way.
Can't call stalling there, though, Vogt.
No. He didn't call. The right call was stalemate there. That was called. What the officials have to watch again is the exuberance on the sideline, because you had coaches standing right on that side, putting their fists up in the air and calling for a stalling call. Let the officials call the stalling.
Maloney can pop that head. He might have a chance at a reversal here.
Taylor Walsh got that inside leg trap.
Period runs out, so Walsh rides him. But he finds himself still trailing 2-0. What's he going to do here for his option? Bottom.
Are you set?
Now what do you do if you're Maloney? We'll choose the top. There's the escape. 2-1 Maloney has the only takedown.
And now what Mark has to be careful of in this situation, with the stalling warning against him, he has to indicate that he's taking aggressive shots as well.
We'll run back to the center here. 27-13 Eastern leads. We're at 125. We started at 152. Maloney leads Walsh 2-1. Third period, 125 to go.
And I think this is about Camden Catholic coaches were definitely thinking they might get bonus points from. Maloney's wrestling very, very tough at this point. Oh my. Oh my. Oh my.
There's the two. Under a minute left. 3-2 lead for Walsh. Injury time. Take a look at Taylor Walsh.
Green gets an additional point for the stoppage. Injury or bleeding in a near fall situation.
He wasn't in near fall.
Okay. But he wants to.
Nah, he was flat when he went.
Because of training and injury?
Nah. If I was going to do a back count,
Officials trying to discuss it. Should have been an extra point, but I don't think he was in a near fall situation. I guess that's what they're talking about.
Yeah, if you are in a near fall situation, if you're in a near fall situation and you start to give a back count and you have to stop because of an injury, you're automatically going to get that 2 points because the injury forced it to be stopped.
Right.
And that was what Tom Reynolds, the assistant, was asking the official, Sean Felkins, did you have a back count started, because that would be 2 points for a near fall. And he did not have a count started. And it might have been a blood time. Looks like it was a blood timeout rather than an injury timeout.
.53 seconds left. 3-2 lead Walsh.
Are you ready?
Nice job by Walsh coming back from that 2-0 deficit. He's got to watch, though, he doesn't get reversed.
Oh, my.
And put on his back at the same time. But in the meantime, Maloney's just got to get one before he can get two.
Nice sit-out maneuver. Stalemate called.
Down to 40 seconds.
And what Taylor Walsh has to do here is break his man down. He lets Maloney get his legs out. He could be in trouble. Again, nice move by Maloney to come down on his hip. Oh, my. Oh, brother. A lot of experience from Taylor Walsh there in that move. Many wrestlers would have given up 2 points there. Oh, my.
15 seconds left. Potentially dangerous.
Yes. Anytime you're in a situation like that where a wrestler's in jeopardy of being brought down on his head, uncontrolled, you have to stop it for potentially dangerous. It's a gallant effort by Maloney. Oh, my. Oh, my.
Can't get his head out, though. 8 seconds.
Oh, my.
3, 2, 1. Walsh, excellent job holding on to win the match. And he's looking for some biting points. Saying he was bit.
No.
He had his friend hit him. Hey, get over there, get over there. Hey!
Right away, Taylor Walsh indicated he was bitten. If he was bitten, it's going to be a disqualification.
They were all wrapped up, okay?
Now 27-16.
He did not have a bite.
All right, I didn't say.
You didn't sit. You gotta calm yourself down.
I will.
You're coming over here for a while, man.
Hey, he didn't have a bite, all right? You cool? Yeah, I'm cool. Let's go, guys. Let's go.
Are you cool, Vogue? Here we go, 130 pounds.
Stay off the mat.
And now they're looking to show him the bite, Vogue. Look, he's proven it, so they didn't see a bite mark.
I don't care about the point, but that is a bite. That is their teeth. I just asked my assistant.
Trying to get a shot in there.
That, to me, in my opinion, okay, I was watching his head. They were both wrapped up. Mark's mouth was open because he was gasping for breath. He was across his mouth. I understand what you're saying. In my opinion, there's no intent. You got it?
Sit down. Sit down.
The explanation was there has to be intent.
Let's go.
And in the opinion of the officials, the arm was put across the open mouth and was just as much damage done by the arm going in the mouth than the mouth going on the arm.
A junior, Trey Pataki, for Camden Catholic. A junior, Mike Crowley, returning district and region champ for Eastern.
Trey Pataki, 2-2 this year, as you mentioned, a junior. And Hank Stinson, you already mentioned earlier.
This is Crowley,
I'm sorry. Crowley is 1-0, a district champion last year, and Region 7 champion last year.
27-16. Eastern leads. Crowley gets a takedown and right to his back, Voge.
Oh my! Oh, this could be curtains here. Oh, brother. Oh my! Oh my!
Nice job by Pataki, fighting himself off the back there. Gets one, 5-1.
Wow.
Talked about it earlier, Camden Catholic has not lost to a South Jersey team. Well, I guess you can count Southern Regional since they're in the South Jersey area when it comes to playoffs, votes, but the true Seven County South Jersey area since Absegami's run.
Right, absolutely. And this is everything has been cracked up to be tonight. I mean, this is nothing but talk on the forum for the last 2 weeks.
Shot, reshot.
Eastern had a plan of attack tonight, and they look to me, and we both saw them the other night, they look to me they were much better prepared tonight than they were on Wednesday night. Either that or Washington Township's going to give people fits this year.
Sure, and I tell you, we talked to Ralph Ross a couple of weeks ago. Young team, Vogue. That Washington Township team, very young.
Yep.
Green's going down.
Yeah, remember, Township forfeit the first 2 weight classes, and we're down 23-0 before you blinked an eye.
Yeah, two forfeits, a pin, and a major decision. 23-0. Of course, being in a hole like that, you might have Ralph Ross considering whether he would rather have 13 weight classes than a 14.
Yeah, he was a proponent of 14.
Although it was interesting this year at the Touchdown Club Final Banquet, Michael Cotton was the Scholar Athlete of the Year, and there were 772 people in his graduating class.
Yeah.
One class.
5-2 lead, second period. Mike Crowley of Eastern leads. We're at 130 pounds.
Let's go. Let's go.
There's a takedown for Crowley. He's now up 7-2. You know, Vogue Eastern has had success in the past, but this year's kind of refreshing to see teams like St. Augustine and Eastern up at the top. You know, some change. I mean, I'm sure Camden Catholic and Paulsboro, you know, will like to stay there forever, but, you know, it's nice to have some parity. I don't know if it's parity or some...
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Well, it's definitely improvement by some of the teams on the outer edge.
Got an escape here, now 7-3. Like Crowley hit in the eye or in the head somewhere.
Yeah, he didn't do it on purpose. He didn't do it on purpose, all right? Huh? Let's go. Let's go. Nah. Ball, let's go.
Pataki holding his own so far, trailing 7-3. Crowley's been in control though. Camden Catholic's obviously heavy favorite in the last 2 weight classes at 40 and 45.
Yeah,
so obviously Camden Catholic like to wrap it up at 135, get a win from Crowley and Stinson, and then relax the last 2 weight classes.
Yeah.
Choice. What do you want?
Crowley takes neutral to start the third. Obviously confident on his feet.
There aren't many seats left in this gymnasium tonight.
Well, it's basically bleachers anyway. There aren't any seats, obviously, Vogue. Yeah. We'll work those in.
But it is exciting to see a full house like
Absolutely.
this. The way it should be when two teams currently ranked number 1, number 2 go at each other.
Oh, come on, let's go. Let's go.
I can only imagine if this was a month later. You know, right now we're like 4 days before Christmas, and but obviously this gym can't hold anymore, so this is what you're going to get anyway. Stall on both.
Yeah, damn right I did, baby.
Crowley trying for the shot.
Well, 7-3 lead. He would need 4 points in order to get a major decision.
Hey.
Gonna have an injury time.
Let's go.
A lot of injury timeouts tonight.
Yeah. Observations so far. What's the split so far, Voj, as far as
All right, I'm
what we have
Watch
here
that
on your
mouth.
curve?
Watch that mouth.
Well, Eastern took 6 in the first 7 matches.
Let's go.
And then Camden Catholic has won the last 3.
Watch that throw,
So
big man.
6-4 Eastern right now.
There's 2 for Crowley. Now 9-3. See the strategy lets him go.
I would.
9-4.
Now with 30 seconds, less than 30 seconds, you want to think, if you're going to take him down, you want to try and think of taking him down to his back. Try and get a 2-2 out of it.
Well, it forced the pressure. I mean, there's already a stall warning, I think. So,
Yep.
get a stall and a takedown, you got your 8.
They don't want to back out.
No. Tacky the junior holding his own against Crowley.
Stay in the middle.
There's the takedown. He's going to run out of time, though, looks like. Under 10 seconds, 11-4. Now 30-16 in favor of Eastern Regional High School. We'll take a break. We'll be right back. 135 pounds, Stinson and Danfield, and a takedown for Stinson. Village, and a Camden Catholic win clinches the match. I mean, an Eastern win clinches the match.
Yeah. And there was question whether Hank Stinson would come out and wrestle because he medically defaulted in the Beast of the East and not wrestle against Washington Township, has some kind of a knee injury.
And you see the brace on his knee.
Yeah, and I think if there was any jeopardy of him hurting it any worse, he wouldn't be out in the mat tonight. Justin Danfield, a sophomore, 2-2, broke in halfway through last season. As you see a neutral make it 2-1. And of course, Hank Stinson, 4-1 this year, 43-6 in 2 years. First in the district in region last year at 125 pounds. And there's another takedown. Of course, as you mentioned earlier, Bobby Ray Stinson is one of the assistant coaches for Eastern and the brother of Hank Stinson.
Just a sophomore too, Voj.
Yes. Hank Stinson, a sophomore with a bright future.
Let's go.
And you look at that, Deutsch a freshman, Crowley a junior, Stinson a sophomore, Kiefer a sophomore. We already got to see Preston Kiefer, he pinned so early. Nice nucleus for them.
Oh, absolutely.
4-1 lead. It's been a long time, Voj, since we've had a number one other than Absegami, Paulsboro, and Camden Catholic, and we're a couple minutes away from that happening.
No question.
4-1, they're going to start on their feet here in a second.
Eastern wins tonight. They have claimed temporary bragging rights in South Jersey as the number 1 team. And I think they're making believers out of more than one person tonight.
Now 6-1. And what's interesting, Coach, everybody I talked to thought without Stinson, Eastern had no chance. With Stinson, they still thought Camden Catholic was going to win, but I'll tell you what, maybe they were basing it a little bit on that township match. And like you said, maybe Township's better than you thought.
Well,
and maybe Eastern did overlook Township.
I see two things out of that. I see Eastern wrestling a lot better in the second half of their bout tonight. The fourth minute on, wrestling a lot better than they did against Washington Township. Plus, you got to be impressed with what Washington Township did.
Right.
And maybe they're not the 20th team in South Jersey. Maybe they're in the top 10.
Well, that's why we don't do a poll till later on.
Yes. Let them prove it on the mat first. The Cinnaminson is good. Collingswood is good. Now, we'll see this in the next few weeks. Then we can start making a realistic top 10.
Nothing.
Tried to tilt. Did not hold it long enough. Got a 1 count.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Six 6-1 lead for Stinson.
Easy on that arm. Easy on that arm.
And a very methodical job too, John. You notice everything is very basic.
Let's go.
Oh my. Oh, look at that
trying
counter.
to end it with a
look
flurry.
At that counter. Oh my. Oh my.
Get some back points on that one. Now 9-1, 2 minutes left in this one, barring a pin.
And
or a miraculous recovery.
Very close to that figure 4 in the head to get a pin.
Are you set?
Very close.
Work up. Improve green. Improve green. Improve green. Let's go.
Hopkins telling Danville to move up off that leg. Move up on the leg.
Stalemate.
Down. You got to improve on that green. Set.
Caution the bottom man.
Are you set?
The buzz isn't there as much as it was a little earlier in this match, Vogue, and I think the Camden Catholic crowd senses that this is it.
Oh, they know that they are being given all they can handle tonight.
Now 11-1.
And I think they're seeing something that they haven't been used to seeing the last couple of years. They're seeing some teams that are actually doing well in the third period against them, where that's been a strong Camden Catholic trait over the years, to have that stamina in the third period. And this Eastern team came to wrestle tonight, no doubt.
Huh? You got green?
Well, we're under a minute to wrestle.
Let's go.
Camden Catholic hit with a stalling warning.
He's falling out, guys. He's falling out. What has he done? Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Also be interested to see what Eastern does at the last 2 weight classes if they send somebody out there, because they're already filling in at 145.
Out to the side.
Yes.
Out to the side. Let's go. Up.
Ten seconds left. Ladies and gentlemen, we got a new #1 team in South Jersey. Eastern knows it. You can look at Stinson's face. Looked up, gave a smile, and it's over. They know it. 34-16. Eastern leads. They have clinched the match. And makes it a lot easier to get out of the parking lot tonight, folks, because there's a mad dash.
People are bailing already.
We go to 140 pounds. Adam Dyer for Camden Catholic. We're expecting newcomer.
Dave Newcomer is a sophomore, 0-3 for Eastern. Alan Dyer is a junior for Camden Catholic 1 and 2 this year, but a district runner-up last year. So the advantage here goes to Dyer.
How hard is it for Dyer, Vogt? She's obviously the favorite in this match, but I mean, a lot of the air's got to be let out of the balloon of Camden Catholic.
I think right now you're fighting for pride.
Right.
Right now you're saying, we're losing by 18 points. They're not 18 points better than us. Let's finish with a flurry. But there's quite obviously, you know, we didn't mention earlier that Mike Tully, who was a state place winner last year for Camden Catholic at 103 pounds, has transferred to a prep school because he wants to become a doctor. So he has left Camden Catholic. Also, Pete DePaul mentioned that he had to dismiss an upper weight wrestler from the team, so he's no longer with the team. So he's going to play with the cards he's dealt, and he's going to teach them his style of wrestling. He wants them to be aggressive, he wants them to be in shape.
And this isn't a knock at Camden Catholic, Vogt, but I don't think anybody in South Jersey feels bad for Camden Catholic that they lost a couple wrestlers, because you know that heated debate between the private and the parochials already, or the parochials and the public.
Yeah, I'm not defending Camden Catholic.
Oh, I'm not either. I'm just saying. I'm not knocking them either. I'm just saying. You know, there's a lot of people who aren't feeling sorry for Camden Catholic. Is all I'm saying.
Yeah, and I'm not criticizing either, because nowadays, the modern wrestling nowadays, families are going to send their kids where they want them to go. You see just as many transfers in the public schools as you do parochial schools.
Absolutely. You got to send your kid what's best for him.
So parents nowadays are going to do what's best for their children. There are not many wrestling scholarships available in this country, you know, compared to the amount of scholarships that are available in football and some other sports. So if you want your child to even think about going to college on a wrestling scholarship, you have to prove yourself at the scholastic level. So you want to be in the best possible program to develop that skill.
Whitaker with a nice job, though. Scoreless for the first period. Eastern defers.
Illegal.
And he's just a sophomore. We talk about those underclassmen for Eastern.
One neutral. Ready.
And I don't know, Vogt, if you've seen those athletic facilities over at Eastern, what a great place to go to school if you're an athlete.
Oh, without a doubt.
Turf field hockey, turf football, baseball field, infield turf.
Yep.
Tied at 2.
Well, newcomer after the first period, you know, that could have been a confidence booster for him.
Fix it.
Because here he's up against a wrestler who was in the varsity lineup last year.
Bam, injury.
Another injury timeout. Obviously the biggest win in Gary Worthington's coaching career.
What's that?
It's got to be the biggest win in Worthington's coaching career.
Oh, without a doubt. Without a doubt.
What's interesting, Vogt, these two teams did not wrestle last year.
Yep, ready? Yeah, Gary Worthington said they had a floating Olympic conference schedule last year, and that they couldn't match up on the schedule. I mean,
stay in that middle.
Camden Catholic wrestled how many times last year? 34, 35 times? Of course, they were in that Elite 8 last year. They were in the Virginia Duels last year.
Let's go. Work the middle, fellas. Work the middle. Ready.
Of course, this is another example of where you have to prove your ranking on the map. A lot of people walking in the preseason automatically put Camden Catholic back up there because they've been #1 team the last 3 years in a row.
Right.
And I'm not saying that's a wrong analysis, but when you looked at their schedule, when we looked at their schedule this year, and we looked at their lineup going into this match, you can see a definite possibility. It could be a 7-7 split,
Right.
an 8-6 split. You could definitely see Eastern capable of winning. They had 5 district champions in their lineup tonight. 3 regional champions.
Look at that. Yeah.
Stall warning against Camden Catholic. 2-2 match. Pete DePaul has a question.
Takes a shot, and then really just
Maybe I hit it at the wrong time, but your man stalling. Right? All right, let's go. You're right. Hey, you're right. You're right. You're right. Let's go.
Again, newcomer doing a nice job out there.
15 seconds left here in the second period, tied at 2.
Dyer was the one that was in the varsity lineup last year. Halfway through the year, he worked his way into the lineup. So
Dyer finished second last in the districts. I think
Yep.
Danfield's the one who came in halfway through.
Yep.
So not bad. You don't have a win and you're holding your own against a district runner-up.
Absolutely.
Where you go? Hold on, Green. Are you set, Red?
Eastern can get out here, and there's the point. 3-2 lead. Right in the way, Voge.
Well, that's that old momentum. You get things rolling your way, and it can permeate among your teammates. They're wrestling with a lot of confidence right now.
Get in there. Get in there.
Send them back to the center. 34-16.
Get in there.
Another one, I guess you mentioned this earlier, another one of the assistants at Eastern is Timmy Narcissi, who wrestled at West Deptford.
Right.
He was
Former head coach at West Deptford, I believe.
Yep. And his last year of coaching, I understand, because he's getting into administration, so he's helping this year, but then that may be his last year of coaching. They don't go into
Let's
administration.
go, Green.
Obviously, Coach, if I told you 34-16 with 2 matches to go, did you ever think that Eastern would have the 34-16 lead, though?
No.
Wow. Doesn't get the take. Got the takedown now. How about that?
And
6-2. 6-3.
Confidence, confidence, confidence.
And then you got to keep an eye on him the rest of the year. See what happens after this match. Maybe gives him a little shot. And yeah, and as I said, a lot of times it's hard to go by records when you see the 0-3 record because the tournament he was in, things like that.
Yeah, I think he ended up 0-2 in that tournament and then lost against Washington Township. But he's oozing with confidence right now. Forcing the head down, trying to spin behind.
Another
Gets the
takedown. Yeah.
Very, very confident.
Yeah, he lost a tough one to Higgins, 4-2 the other night against Washington Township.
Yeah.
Comes back strong. And another win, 37-16.
Wow.
That helps down the line in seedings maybe when it comes to region time if they're both still around.
Hey, this is illegal on top of your head. That's Under Armour.
Listen to that.
That shit was close. I nailed you at the point, just so you know. Illegal.
Illegal equipment. The headgear, underneath the helmet,
Just so you know, you won't have that in the next match, right? That head thing is illegal. That's Under Armour. No such thing as Under Armour. Come on, brother, you know that. Forfeit?
Here we go, 145 shift, forfeit. I'm wondering why it took, there's a forfeit.
Before they saw it, so you can't disqualify somebody after the fact.
That thing came up a couple times. I thought Falcons would have noticed it earlier, but final score, Boge,
Thank you, buddy.
37-22. We'll take a break, come back, and have an interview after this timeout.
Sir, you guys are on.
And welcome back to Camden Catholic. We have a new number 1 team in South Jersey. Eastern knocks off Camden Catholic 37-22 with John Vogeding and John Mondelli as coach Gary Worthington. And Gary, obviously the biggest win of your career.
Oh, very huge, very huge. I mean, we've been in this gym a few times and we've always lost. But I have 2 state champs from Camden Catholic and they've never lost in this gym. And they've done an awesome job all year with the kids, working with them. All my coaches did an awesome job working the kids, getting them ready for this match.
Now, we had a chance to come and watch you against Washington Township the other night. Did we see the same team tonight that we did Wednesday night?
No.
Was Washington Township better than we thought, or what's the deal there?
I give a lot of respect to Washington Township and Coach Ross and their new addition to Coach Ahern there. They had better matchups. But we try not to go, think past that match, and I think our kids did a little bit. However, we were ready for this match. We knew the next day after that was a Wednesday match, we had to get prepared mentally and physically.
Of course, we talked about early on during the match that South Jersey Wrestling's been dominated by 3 teams in the last 20 years. Paulsboro, Absegami, and Camden Catholic. How does it feel right now? I mean, when the paper comes out with their next rankings, you guys are going to be number 1.
It feels amazing. I can't believe it, but we're here. We've worked hard since I've taken over from John Sanders, who's done an awesome job with the program for 37, 40 years. I wanted to take it to another level, and that was my dream, to take this team to this point. And this year we knew not just number 1, but we want to be number 1 in the state right now. So we're going to push the issue on everybody.
And then we were mentioning as the match was going on that there have only been 2 coaches in the history of wrestling at Eastern Regional High School.
Yes, sir.
John Sanders for I think 37 years,
yes.
And you assisted him right at the end,
Yes,
and then you step in his shoes. That's a big pair of shoes to step into.
I'll say a big pair of boots, because that's all he wears is boots. So, yes, he's an awesome coach. He's a great motivator, and I've learned a lot from him. Now, I told him I was going to take it to that next level, and I'm so glad he gave me the opportunity to coach with him, and now have his team that's the number 1 in South Jersey.
I don't want to hold you up real long, but what was the key? I mean, you guys got off to a quick start.
Well, this year we have a solid core of seniors up top, and they work so hard. I work with those guys every day. They beat me up, we beat each other up, but I think overall our kids, they know they're good, and they stay humble. They work hard. They push each other. They're a close-knit group. So with some additions to the team, it's just excellent. It's unbelievable that these guys work so hard for this.
And I think as the match went on, we were commenting that momentum means a lot and confidence means a lot, and it just seemed like as bout after bout after bout, when you won 6 of the first 7 bouts out there tonight, all of a sudden it looked like a very confident team. Even though you lost the next 3, after that streak, you closed it out very, very powerfully, and that is confidence.
Well, I have a motto: don't talk about it, be about it. And we live by that. I live by that, and we try to make sure the kids all week, all year, I don't want to hear anything. Just show me. In the room, we work hard, we push each other, we stay focused in the classroom, we stay focused at home, and it shows. It just came out on the mat today.
Coach, one thing that impressed me, after you guys clinched the match, at 140, you have a kid has no wins coming in. That kid beat a kid second in the districts. You guys just didn't let up.
No, we didn't. We put a lot of pressure. And again, it comes down to conditioning. Skill will beat you in the first and second period. Conditioning will beat you in the third. And we strive on that and push our kids to the limits in our room to get to the point where, hey, the third period, we got them.
Gary, congratulations. I know the newspapers want to get a hold of you. Appreciate it.
Congratulations.
Votes 37-22 we talked about. We didn't expect this.
No, not at all. I was looking at maybe a 7-7 split, maybe at the worst an 8-6 split, maybe a 4 or 5 point win by either team. And Eastern just looked 100 miles better than they looked the other night against Washington Township.
Well, we're going to have a chance to see Camden Catholic a little later in the year because we're going to have to do, I think we have them scheduled against Kingsway. We're going to still see Paulsburg, Delsey. A lot of good wrestling in South Jersey. We're going to see a lot.
But you got a new number one right now.
Okay, for John Vogeding and the entire crew, I'm John Mondelli. Hope everybody has a happy holiday, and we'll see you next time.